Hey everyone, welcome to Waxing of Interest. We have the pixels in the...
Good job.
Sorry, I was like gonna immediately incorporate what Frank said.
Take two.
And then I
oh no, I'm keeping that.
I incorporated it too soon. So.
I'm keeping that.
Hey everyone, welcome to Waxing Pixels, the podcast of absolutely zero interest of Frank on Battle Geek Plus. We talk about video games and video game accessories. My name is Josh, and with me, I've got Heather.
Hi.
Ryan.
Hey.
And Frank.
I have no strong opinion one way or the other.
If you see my wife, tell her I said hello.
Damn it.
Yeah.
You took that from me, you asshole.
You should have just started into it.
And you took it from Futurama.
Correct.
Show me what you got.
Anyway.
So, like I said, we do the podcast about the video games and the video game accessories. And today we're going to talk about those things. We got 4 really cool stories lined up regarding video games and video game accessories. But before we get to that, we like to do this thing we call What You Playin'. We'll start with the easiest one first, Heather.
Hi. I'm not playing anything.
Right. Ryan?
Okay, so last week I played Dragon Ball Z for Connect on Twitch, and it was surprisingly very responsive. Well, a lot more responsive than I thought, but I did get stuck at one part where I'm Goku versus Uzaru Vegeta, or Great Ape Vegeta, and there's after the part where he crushes Goku's legs, and you remember the part in Dragon Ball Z where Goku has to shoot the beam in Vegeta's eye. Right?
Yeah, he's all like, this is the weasel's last fart.
Yeah. And then, so the indicator was telling me I needed to shoot it, kind of sideways like this, but I tried doing that and it wouldn't register. But then someone in my chat said, well, why don't you try just shooting it just like in the show, like forward. I was like, okay, I'm going to try that. And it worked.
So the instructions were incorrect.
Yes, very incorrect.
Stupid instructions.
Yeah. And so I got all the way to the first fight with Ginyu, but damn, I was tired. Even people in the chat were like, dude, you look exhausted playing that game.
That's so funny.
And I don't know if I want to play it again, because the problem is with the game, like if you want to start the game, it has to detect your hands for like 5 seconds, and it took me 10 minutes to start it up.
How far did you get into the game?
Well, I beat the entire Saiyan saga.
Oh, okay.
And then
is there more?
Yeah, there's more. Then
I highly suggest that you attempt to just finish the game.
Yeah, I think
there's no point in streaming it if you're only going to stream just bits and pieces.
Right. That's probably a good thing. Yeah.
So, you won't have to go to the gym that day.
Yeah. I actually didn't go to the gym that day because I knew I'd be playing Dragon Ball Z for Connect.
The fact that you made it through like 60-something episodes of Dragon Ball Z all in one go, that's quite the accomplishment, considering that you had to like do that physically and not just like sit there and be all like, listen to that broadcast audio.
Yep. And also, the game is not as bad as the reviews have said it was, because I do have a lot, I did redo my desk space, so I have a lot of space to move around with the Kinect. So, and I think a lot of people that reviewed the game don't have, the space to maneuver. So I think that's one of the biggest problems, people have with this game.
Cubicle Connect.
And also, I've been playing Zelda Breath of the Wild, just lying down. And, the funniest thing kind of happened to me. I was climbing this mountain, and then I was knocked down all the way by a wolf. It was kind of funny.
Just this wolf was just like, fuck you, Link. And
yeah, and he just, knocked me, 100 feet down the mountain, And
I would have been so pissed. I'd be like, damn it, I spent all that time climbing this fucking cliff face, and I got knocked off the mountain by this fucking
You have all
wolf.
The mountain gear. You'd be all like, that set me back 15 seconds.
Yeah,
that's true.
I actually used the mountain gear. I had full stamina, but I did not have, any Navali's Gale left to, just kind of shortcut it. And this is an area I haven't really explored before, so I don't have any, nearby shrines to teleport to.
Oh yeah, how many shrines do you have?
I have, 82 now.
Really?
Yeah.
Only 82?
Yeah,
I
only
thought
82.
you had more than that.
That's over half of them.
I mean, yeah, it is.
Well, I'm at that point of the game where the rest of the shrines are all hidden now, so I have to try to look for them.
See, my problem whenever I finally found the last shrine was finding the last of the shrine quests.
Oh,
because
really?
I found shrines that I just happened to find, and there were shrine quests attached to them. that I had to find the people who would give me the
okay.
quests, so I didn't get 100% on the side quests. I missed like 4.
Oh, no, okay.
So.
And I also killed those 2 really big monsters in the Gerudo Desert.
There's 4.
Oh, 4? Okay,
Yeah.
well, I killed 2 of them.
Good job.
Okay.
Yay!
You know, I actually like those fights. They're pretty simple, but I just like the enemy design. I don't know.
Are you talking about like the weird sandworm things?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the trimmer guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And then I tried cooking one of their parts, and I just got, like, junk.
Oh, yeah. I've used their parts to get some pretty cool elixirs, but
Okay. Well, I mean, I can use the internet to,
For
like,
porn?
Yeah, well, yeah, I can use it for porn and how to mix, their parts, but, I don't want to spoil too much.
Fantastic. Frank,
Yes.
what are you playing?
Playing Gundam Battle Assault 2 and Legends of Dragoon still.
Still playing those. How far are you in Legend of Dragoon?
I'm almost at the end of disc 3.
How many
There was
discs?
4 discs, right?
Four.
There's 4 discs.
Okay.
Yeah, and we heard you cursing at Gundam again.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what you were playing when you were yelling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's normally when he's yelling now. That's what
That's
he's playing.
true. That's very true. You
Yeah.
don't yell a lot when you're playing Legends of Dragoon.
Yeah, I actually saw
Blah,
it.
blah, 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 blah,
Yeah,
blah.
Legends of Crab Ragoon.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh my god, those sound so good, honey. Oh, we might have to go to a Chinese place just so I can have some now.
Oh darn.
Yeah.
What a bummer.
Yeah, I actually watched you control this gigantic green frog-looking Gundam.
Big Zam.
Yeah, Big Zam, and then
Or
you
Big Zom.
and then you actually defeated Death Scythe again from Gundam Wing.
The thing that I like about Gundam Battle Assault 2 is the bosses. They're huge. Some of them are like huge, non-standard fighting characters that you can actually unlock and play.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
So it's like
That's
when
neat.
they started giving you the boss characters in Street Fighter 2,
Mm-hmm.
like how like Sagat's like way bigger and all that
Yeah.
stuff. Okay,
I
cool.
kind of miss those features from old games rather than the current ones.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, coming back to me and playing stuff, I'm on the same boat as Heather. I'm not. I've been playing Go to Jiu-Jitsu class. Like
That is the weirdest boat I've ever heard.
Toot toot.
the weirdest boat.
Yeah.
I've been on the USS Go to Work Every fucking day since we recorded last boat,
Oh yeah. Well,
I worked in the sun every day,
glistening in the sun.
glistening in the sun, wearing a black uniform. It was
That's hot.
so hot. which I was actually informed by my supervisor the other night that whenever I was on the floor cleaning up a spill so that nobody, hurt themselves, I was trying to stay away from like the cameras and whatever because they were filming the father-daughter dance.
Mm-hmm.
And I cleaned up really quick. I cleaned up really quick and then I kind of like scooted along the floor, like, as far as low as I could go to get away from the cameras and everything and let them finish what they were doing. And then at the end of the night when I was clocking out, he was telling me that he was like, well, there's no delicate way to put this. And I was just like, fuck, every time I work with you, you have something to say. What the fuck did I do wrong now? And he's like, I was just saying that in my head. And he was like, when you were cleaning up that spill and they were recording, your underwear was sticking out of your pants, which I was wearing like my bright teal underwear and I'm wearing a black uniform. So there would have been a huge contrast. So in this poor wedding, this poor woman's wedding video is my bright teal underwear in the bottom corner of her father-daughter's dance.
Trying to show off.
I guess, which apparently one of the bartenders got my attention when I first got to work, being all like, I follow the bride on Instagram. I was like, no, you don't. And she's like, no, I do. And I didn't put 2 and 2 together because of the client's name, because there's lots of fucking people, like it was a common name. But then she saw the bride when she was setting up the bar, and she was just like, oh my god, I follow you on Instagram!
Well, maybe your butt will end up on her Instagram.
Maybe it will. I'll have to ask Sam about that.
Like, Sam, is my butt on the internet? So, anyway, now that we're on to not playing video games, the two of us.
Yeah.
So, anyway, moving on to our first story. Hyperkin has revealed an HDMI SNES clone, the Super RetroN HD. Now, Hyperkin makes a lot of clone consoles and whatnot. They've made their Retro Duo and all that stuff, RetroN, all that crazy stuff. But this new one is really interesting because unlike their previous efforts, which have been software emulation, this will actually be, the games will actually run on like clone hardware. So rather than there being a program that the SNES game kind of gets dumped onto, it runs very similarly to how SNES games actually ran, which gets around a lot of emulation problems and whatnot, and just makes the game run better overall. So in addition to that, the cartridge slot is wide enough for cartridges from all over the world. There's a switch on there to let you play cartridges from multiple regions, and you can play the game in 16:9 or 4:3, and it's got an HDMI output. They've got a new type of controller coming out with it that's modeled after the SNES controller, but the port, like all their clone consoles, will allow you to play with a regular SNES controller or whatever third-party equivalent you happen to get. So, pretty neat stuff.
Didn't we have a Retro Duo?
We had a Retro Duo at one point a long time ago. And then there was a Retro Duo that got outfitted into the Turtle Van.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, okay. You didn't play that too often, did you?
The Turtle Van?
No, not the Turtle Van. The
Retro Duo?
Yeah.
Well, the original Retro Duo we got wasn't really all that high quality. Like, it stopped working, and when I opened it up, like, there was a lot of electrical tape inside.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Okay, so then who's to say that this isn't going to be in any better shape?
Well,
like, are they doing better as a company now?
They are, and we've had other products from them before, like the RetroN 5.
Yeah, the RetroN 5.
The RetroN 5, which, I had that. I was originally going to trade that up for, I think it's called a Game Freak, but I just never happened to pick up the Game Freak after selling the Retro Duo.
You never told me about this Game Freak. You're a Game Freak.
Well, what it is, it's developed by a different company, and what it is it's like you've got this console and it's got all the slots on it and stuff like that, just like a Retro Duo. But the first time you load the game into the console, it dumps it on there permanently.
Oh, okay.
So what you can do is if you've got, and then like the actual unit, like the big bulky part of it is mostly just the cartridge loading stuff. But you can actually, all the guts of it are just in this tiny little thing that's like the size of like a deck of cards or whatever.
Right. Okay.
And then that right there is where you can plug your controllers in, plug it into the TV and stuff. So then you have just this something that's smaller than the Famicom Mini. That can just be loaded with all of your games. Which I know a lot of people will go, well, why don't you just get a RetroPie and do the same thing? Well, shut up.
Yeah. Why don't we get a RetroPie?
Well, remember at Arcade 2084 we would play on the Raspberry Pis there, and there would be a bit of input lag.
Yeah, there was input lag.
See, I was never with you guys because I, worked. So, working a restaurant, it's always weekend work. So
yeah,
I think I was able to go with you guys just that one time.
When you played Dragon's Lair.
I did Dragon's Lair, yeah.
Yeah.
So I never got to play anything on the Raspberry Pi. I mean, I've heard lots of great things about Raspberry Pis and whatever, but I mean, I never actually got to deal with one in front of me.
And it may have had something to do with how it was set up or whatever, like, who knows. But like just the amount of use it went through and people messing around with it. I have no idea. But the interesting thing about this is that the Hyperkin, like SNES clone, is the fact that it's probably coming out around the same time as the Super Nintendo, the mini Super Nintendo. So for people who can't get one, at least they can get something like this. And the only thing that I'm really wondering, though, is since it's doing hardware, since it uses actual like hardware to run the games instead of software emulation, like how much that's going to bump up the price. Because there's another company that did an NES clone with actual hardware. And it was like $500 for an NES with an HDMI output.
Analog NT.
Yeah, the analog NT. Yeah. And I was just like, well, I'm not paying $500 for an NES. Even if it is like really cool, like I'm just not dropping that kind of money for it. So now RetroN, they're not really known for putting out like super expensive stuff. Maybe their RetroN 5 is,
Yeah.
you know, the Hyperkin's not known for anything more expensive than that.
Well, I remember, like the RetroN, the NES one that came out earlier this year. Like that was like $40. So I assume this might be, I would say like around $60.
Was that now hardware based or was that software based?
It was hardware based.
Oh wow, only $40.
Well, but I heard it wasn't 100% accurate though.
Well, this probably won't be either then. But
Yeah.
at least it'll be like, pretty cool, and it'll be something for people if they don't happen to get their hands on an SNES Mini because Walmart decides to cancel their pre-order and so, never shop at Walmart again.
Yep.
We didn't shop at Walmart anyway.
No, we didn't, but, like I said back when that happened, it was like, my mistake for giving Walmart a chance for once.
Right.
I guess I'll just go back to using Amazon, which I did get occasional responses from that being all like, well, Amazon did this bad thing. And I'm just kind of like, I'm not speaking for all consumers here. I'm just speaking for me. Amazon has given me a good experience overall. And, Walmart has not.
Yep.
So
The best experience Walmart has ever given me is being able to grocery shop at 2 a.m. with you.
Well, yeah.
Whenever, we were in college. And it was the best time to go because then nobody would be there. But the downside was that whenever you did run into somebody, they were the weird people.
Well, like one weird person here or there was like way more tolerable than like all of the white trash in Terre Haute with all of their children.
With all their kids, yeah.
all at the same time.
I don't know if you remember this, but do you remember there was one time that we went and it was, for whatever fucking reason, it wasn't 2 a.m. and the place was packed. And there was a woman who had a halter top on. And I'm not one to say that people can't wear whatever the fuck they want, but she had no business wearing a halter top. And the halter top was a pair of men's briefs that she cut the legs off of.
I remember the briefs that were a halter top. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, just making sure that
well,
I didn't
imagine you have like a pair of briefs, right? You turn them upside down, and then like between the leg holes, you just cut out a head hole.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you wear it.
That's resourceful.
Yeah. Resourceful.
So yeah,
It'd be weird if they were used.
I
wouldn't.
at the sight of her children, I'm going to assume that they were used.
They're all used.
So anyway, moving on. Now that we're way out of Super Nintendo territory. Now, Ryan, last week you had talked about new Dragon Quest.
Yep, Dragon Quest 11.
Right, and there has been more Dragon Quest news since then, and you're kind of our Dragon Quest guy if we have one of those.
Yep, that's me.
So, what is this new Dragon Quest stuff that you have dug up for us to talk
Alright,
about?
so the first 3 Dragon Quests are going to be available in Japan on the 3DS and the PS4. Like, from what I heard, if you actually beat Dragon Quest XI on the PS4, you get a free copy of Dragon Quest, the original, on the PlayStation 4.
That's badass.
Yeah, that is awesome. And from what I heard, like, these are actually, like, the mobile phone ports, which were ports of the enhanced Super Nintendo versions, because, quite honestly, I feel the NES versions have not really aged well. I mean, I do have the first Dragon Quest on my phone, and it actually plays pretty well. I haven't finished it yet, but I do like it.
So these are just going to be Japanese only?
Yeah, Japanese only for now. I mean, I really hope they do bring them here in the U.S. because, the U.S. has a reputation of not really bringing a lot of Dragon Quest stuff over.
And if not, like, people can just make Japanese accounts for PlayStation Network or for Nintendo or whatever, right?
Yeah, they can, but they won't be able to read the language.
Well, Google Translate could help you, sort of.
Maybe that or, a good guide to walk through. If they don't bring them over, really, worst case scenario, those Super Nintendo ports probably are emulated and probably have patches for them already.
I have them all on my flash card, so I can just play those.
Exactly.
I feel like if I was, like, into Dragon Quest or decided to jump into Dragon Quest, like, right now,
right.
I feel like if I could, I would like to get them on the 3DS because it kind of feels like a mobile game. You know? I wouldn't get it on my phone because I don't like games on my phone very well. But like having it on the 3DS, I feel like that would be more natural. I don't know why, because I know nothing about Dragon Quest other than it's Toriyama art.
Yeah.
And like I feel like something like Dragon Quest is best suited for like the 3DS versus the PlayStation 4.
Oh yeah, because for like the past like decade, they've been like releasing like ports for both like the DS and the 3DS. And
see, I didn't even know that, and I just feel like it belongs on the DS. You know?
And like they're way better to play than the original console versions by far.
Okay.
Yeah, so I definitely recommend playing them on the go.
Now, see, the RPG that I have fond memories of that involves Toriyama art is Chrono Trigger.
Oh yeah, Chrono Trigger. Right.
Fucking Chrono Trigger! Oh my god.
Well, like that's been out on the DS for like a couple of years already.
I know. I'm aware of it, and I've considered being like, honey, I want Chrono Trigger on the DS, and I just haven't done it, and it's like...
Well, we're going to trade up to a new 2DS soon from the original 3DS, so
yeah,
we'll look at it after
maybe I'll actually finish the damn game, because I would always get to, like, the last boss, and then I do that with a lot of games. I know you just looked at me like that, but you know that I do that with a lot of games. I get to the last boss, and I just set it down, and then I'm like...
Because you don't want it to end.
I don't want it to end!
I mean, that's what I've said before, but I do eventually go back, like with River City. Not the two newest ones, but the one before that. Like, I got to the end, like I knew it was going to be the end, and then I just stopped playing. Right? Yeah.
Rumble?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I set it down for like a month.
Yeah.
And then I picked it back up and I finally finished it. And I was just kind of like...
I put them down and then I don't pick them back up.
You did that. You got pretty close to the end of Twilight Princess back in the day when we were both playing it, but then you just watched me finish
I watched you finish the game and then I was like, meh.
Yeah, like the good thing about Dragon Quest games is you can just begin with anyone,
So it's unnecessary to go back and start with one to understand the story.
Well, like the first 3 Dragon Quest games are connected, but you don't really need to know the backstory, but it does help. And then by the time you hit like 4, 5, 6, and all the games above that, they're more or less their own separate stories. 4, 5, and 6 are loosely connected, but you don't really need to have played any of the previous ones.
See, I'm one of those people that if I start having interest into a series, and especially if the story is interconnected with all of the games, I feel this need of having to start off with the first game.
All right.
It's almost like it's part of my completionist attitude, where I need to play all the games before. So, like, for instance, I played the first Uncharted when it came out. I didn't finish it because you get near the end and then it's like you're fighting those evil not zombie Native American demon things. And I was like, that's not the kind of game that I was after. So I put it down and I never played it again. And then the second one came out and I was like, oh my god, this looks so good. I want it so bad. And then I ignored it. And then the third one came out and I was like, oh my god, I need this fucking game. And I ended up getting the collection when the collection came out.
Right.
And then I made myself beat the first one. And then I played the second, played the third one. And then the fourth one came out. And of course, it was like fucking amazing. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you're going to get into Dragon Quest, I would recommend beginning with 4, 5, or 8.
Okay, 4, 5, or 8. Well, if I feel the need to, I'll just, you'll be my authority on that. Right. So.
You'll be the Dragon Quest guru.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm actually playing Part 6 on the DS right now, so because that's the only one of the originals I haven't beaten yet. Then hopefully sometime next year I can start doing Dragon Quest videos on Awesome Video Game Memories.
Oh, Yay. There you go.
So that would be cool. All right, and Ryan.
Yes.
There's this event coming up later on this year. An event that has been held twice before in our lives.
Yes.
It's a very important event. It's like the Olympics of video games, at least for one particular company. And it's happening again. And I hear that maybe you might be involved somehow, or at least you'll try to be. What is this event?
It's called the Nintendo World Championships 2017.
I remember watching that a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
was it during the week of E3?
Yeah, it was during the week of E3. You know, like they brought it back after 20 years.
There was one in 1990.
Yes.
And I remember reading about that.
And then there was one in 2015.
Right. Which we streamed that on Twitch or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's back. What is this?
It's back. So in October, Nintendo fans will be able to put their gaming skills to the ultimate test in an epic battle to win the Nintendo World Championships 2017. It all kicks off with 8 qualifying events at select Best Buy stores across the U.S. And the good thing is there's going to be one here in Torrance. And that's only about 40 minutes away from me, so I have decided I am going to enter this one.
You're going to go to the qualifiers.
Woo!
Yeah, I'm
also,
gonna go to
good
qualifiers.
job reading that and not sounding like you were reading.
Yep,
Congratulations.
there you go, yes.
Right? So you're going to the qualifiers, the LA qualifiers. So there's qualifiers all the way from like August 19th through September 10th in New York, San Francisco Bay Area, Chicago, LA, Minneapolis, Dallas, Seattle, and Miami. That's 8 locations.
I'm going to Miami. Sorry.
And you're going to the Best Buy in Torrance.
Yep.
Which
was the location of the coolest convention that we've ever been to, PowerCon.
Yeah, PowerCon.
That was
Right.
so much fun.
I bet PowerCon still is cool. It's just that we don't have that like He-Man fan base
No,
going
we
on
don't.
with us.
We
to
don't.
Really, that
Yeah,
Masters of the
whatever.
Universe sort of thing. But yeah,
Thundercats all the way. Thundercats, ho, bitches. That's right.
I was there for Turtles.
I was there for Thundercats.
I was there for Thundercats and Turtles.
So you're going to LA.
Don't play both sides, Ryan. You won't win this.
You're going to Best Buy Torrance either August 26th or 27th, a Saturday or Sunday.
I'll most likely go on the 26th.
All right.
And I'm probably going to get there like an hour and a half early because there's probably going to be a lot of kids with their parents. And I will,
Yeah, fuck them kids and their parents.
and I will most likely either get my ass kicked really bad by kids 3 times less my age, or I will enjoy stomping them all to the ground, even though I'm not that
So
good.
what are we going to be playing here?
You said, yeah. First off, what are we going to be playing?
Mario Kart 7 on the 3DS,
Okay.
and like
And you were speaking of kids. So
Yes.
what are the age brackets for this?
the age brackets are 12 and younger and 13 and older.
All right. So let's take
Because
a look
at
at the details
13,
here.
you're an adult.
And in the video game world, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter whether you're 13 or whether you're 35. Everybody's gay in Call of Duty.
Well,
And doing their moms.
yeah, thank you, Frank.
That too. So,
Which is weird.
yeah, so there's a little bit of a difference here between the kids qualifier and the adults qualifier. Kids qualifier, you're playing as Mario. You got a standard cart, standard wheels, and a super glider, and you're in Luigi's Mansion stage, where the 13 and older crowd gets to play as Bowser, standard cart, standard wheels, super glider, in the Game Boy Advance Bowser Castle 1. So do you have a lot of experience already built up for that level in that character, or are you just start grinding it out now, or what's the plan?
Do you even have the game?
Yes, I have the
You
game.
better have it.
I have the game, but Bowser is not really one of my favorite players to use.
I feel like I was gonna ask, like,
Sad
what's...
little man in a sad little world.
I was gonna ask, what's the playable differences? Like Bowser.
Weight-wise, usually the
Yeah, I
lighter
figured that
characters
was-
they accelerate a little more, but between the two, a heavy person can easily knock a light
Right.
person
See that
out of the way.
I figured because of the size of the character that there would be a discrepancy with power and speed and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, aside from that, is that pretty much?
Well, actually, the actual competition is not going to be a race against other people. It's going to be a time trial. So the one who can finish it the fastest is going to be the winner.
So it looks like you need to start like doing just practicing this track.
Yeah. So I'm going to start practicing this track.
Hey, if you can stream that shit, do it.
I wish I could stream my.
But it's on the 3DS. So.
Oh, yeah.
I might have to point the webcam down to do it.
That'd be lame.
Tell you what, Ryan, I'll try to beat this, and I'll give you a time limit and see if you can beat it.
Right.
You guys can compete against each other while building up to you going to the qualifier.
Yeah. So you might want to cue the Rocky training montage theme, and while I'm practicing this game, because I'm going to try to stomp some kids, or the kids will stomp me.
Frank's gonna be Mick.
There you go.
Yeah, you're gonna crap thunder any lightning.
Right? So yeah, but anybody who's anywhere near any of those cities that I said, well, go try it out. If you forgot what I said and you don't feel like rewinding, nwc.nintendo.com. What?
Rewinding.
Going backwards. Going back to rewinding. Everyone knows what rewinding means. I mean, you don't actually wind anything anymore, but you know that.
I just had to poke fun at you.
So you don't feel like going back to a different time code index thing in
It's
the
not
podcast.
working. Move on.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. You held me back.
Yeah, I'm either going to be the oldest one there, or maybe even the youngest one there. There's probably going to be people older than me.
Oh,
Probably
I'm
will
sure
be.
there will
I'm sure
be.
there's going to be way.
There's gonna be plenty of adults there.
But anyway, You were giving information?
Yeah, I
disturbed
was.
You? I'm sorry.
I was. nwc.nintendo.com. You can check out all the info that we just gave you about the Nintendo World Championships. If you heard that car in the background, they're racing home right now to get their 3DS to get started.
I'm behind.
Right? While you're there, though, even if you don't want to compete, there's going to be some demos there for Super Mario Odyssey and for Metroid Samus Returns. I didn't know Samus went anywhere, but she's back. The dinosaur story.
Yay, I got to play Super Mario Odyssey again.
Yeah, so, anybody who wants to play those games, go there anyway. Yeah. And there'll be some My Nintendo rewards also. There'll be a QR code, platinum points, and some people might get a pin, a My Nintendo pin. Just go there. It'll be fun.
Yeah, and also, I hope I get that pin too.
Of course you do.
Yep.
Because you're Ryan.
And and I will most likely, hopefully the Best Buy gives me permission, I will take video of the event.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool. Yeah. So, that's all that's going on with that. If you're interested, just go to nwc.nintendo.com and take a look and see if there's one near you. Anyway, moving on to the last topic for this podcast. We're going to talk about Horizon Zero Dawn's new DLC again that's coming out toward the end of the year. The Frozen Wilds. We've got a date for it. November 7th. I don't know what day of the week that is. You can find out yourself. But other than that, there's really not much more information on it than what we learned last time. Aloy has a new area to explore, new mysteries to uncover, and highly lethal machines to take on. At least that's what the thing that says in front of me on the PlayStation blog. And there's this cool little piece of artwork that comes with it too. There's Aloy in a very frozen-y area, and instead of letting it go, she's about to jump in and kick some ass.
Nice.
Good one.
So, and there's this very colorful pool way down the hill somewhere that looks warm.
Looks
and
like
nice.
it looks like an acid pool is what it looks like.
So have any
Don't go bathing in it then.
So have any of us played Horizon Zero Dawn lately?
I mean, not lately, but I was playing it for a while, and then I was running around just doing stuff, and then I accidentally pushed the story forward some more, and then I don't know what happened.
The last time I played that game was probably 3 days after Zelda came out.
Yeah, me too.
Really, I'm just
that's the next game I want to start playing. Screw it. Okay, I totally want to play Shantae or whatever, but no. I'm gonna play.
You're like 99% done with Shantae. Oh wait, no.
No. The other versions.
Oh, okay.
Shantae 2 and 3 and whatnot. Right. And then there's also DLC that's, going to be coming out soon. Or, well, it's available now, as far as I'm aware. I think it's available now, completely, I think. I might have to double check on that. There was an announcement today on the Way Forward Twitter. But, yeah, no, I'll go headlong into Horizon Zero Dawn, and I'll play that. I got all of, 3 or 4 hours of gameplay in just the hub world, so...
Right?
We need to give Horizon Zero Dawn some love now.
Necessary, because I know it's a good game. I thoroughly enjoyed what I did play.
Game, but this game called Zelda came out and the Switch.
Ruined everything.
Now, there is another game that might get in your way. Okay. Coming out in a week. Well, less than a week by the time people listen to this. That's Sonic Mania.
Oh, yeah. I have that pre-ordered already.
So, yeah. Oh, yeah. Sonic Mania is coming out in a week, so... That'll probably be the next time. the next time, you ask what you play, and it'll probably be Sonic Mania for me.
I pre-ordered the special edition.
Oh, rad! Yeah. So you're gonna get the little statue and all that stuff.
Yeah, so I can put it on my shelf.
Yeah, probably just gonna grab a digital copy from I don't know what for the Switch or for the PlayStation, one or the other.
Well, I'm getting it for the PlayStation since that was the only one I can order off of.
Right, Frank, you grabbing Sonic Mania?
Yes.
Right away?
Yeah. No.
Oh
no.
You're so sad.
I am sad. Well, you can just play my copy.
Oh, okay.
And then you'll probably never buy it.
No, it's on Steam. It's my Steam wish list as well as the Shantae one.
No, you're just going to wait till it's $3?
Yeah. I guess.
So he'll get it in, the next 2 years.
Yep. So, whatever. No worries.
We're in 2 months.
I mean, I obviously can't talk because I was wanting her, until dawn for the longest fucking time. And then the only reason I finally got it was because it was free on PSN.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, pretty much you spending money on anything that you might have fun with is like a mortal sin to you. So,
Yeah, well.
you know, you're just kind of like, what? This is fun. I can't have fun. I'm not allowed to have fun. Fun is dumb and stupid, and I hate it.
You need to shut your mouth.
So that's you.
I hate you so much.
But yeah, we should play PlayStation Zelda.
PlayStation Zelda.
Yeah, that's what we're calling
What
Horizon
was it?
Zero Dawn.
Robot Dinosaur Zelda?
Robot
yes.
Dinosaur Zelda.
Yeah.
Robot Dinosaur Zelda. Frozen. Let it go. For the PlayStation 4.
The Frozen Wilds.
Let it go. What was that? Like an ADHD? Is that what that was?
I don't know.
Animation something high def. Yeah.
Sure. Whatever.
It was an animation parody of Frozen.
And it was hilarious.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, that's all we have going on. That was a really weird kind of last topic. We diverged into a lot of things because there's not a lot of information about Frozen Wilds. But again, that's all there is. This podcast has been going on for long enough. Joe, if you're listening, I need you to put down whatever's in your hand right now and spin in circles. And then tweet at me after you do.
And then also, Joe, you should totally go and be a part of this Nintendo competition thing. Because, you know, you're in New York.
Yeah, because if I win the qualifier, I might be able to go to New York Comic Con where the finals are going to be.
And then not meet Joe.
Yeah, exactly. That's probably what's going to happen.
I'm starting to think Joe is not a real person.
Well, he's busy time traveling. He's a real person. He's just not from our
I
time.
mean, I guess.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
That's
Or maybe I can face Joe in the finals.
maybe you can.
Who knows?
Ryan versus Joe playing old Nintendo games for 15 seconds at a time.
I'm sorry, Ryan. Even if Joe's not a real person, my money's on Joe.
Yeah, I think Joe might. Joe might win this one.
Well, good thing I'm not a betting person. So, anywho, that's all we got going on this show this week. But we do have other things on Battle Geek Plus. Ryan, what are these other things? Where can you find them? How do you get there?
Yeah, so you can go to our channel, youtube.com/BattleGeekPlus, or just type in BattleGeekPlus.com. It redirects to our YouTube channel. You can watch Awesome Video Game Memories, which is our main review show. And this month is Sonic the Hedgehog month in honor of Sonic Mania's release. So me, Josh, and Frank are talking about the Sonic games all month long. And also, on Tuesdays, you can also catch what we got left of Battle Geek Plus Arcade Edition and Battle Geek Plus We Play Games. I just released an episode today about We Play Games on the new game Lawbreakers, which was really fun, and I'm the Juggernaut, bitch.
Awesome. So, that's all for now. Let's get out of here. Heather?
Bye.
Me? Bye. Ryan?
Later.
Frank?
I must go. My planet needs me.